Hello everyone. In my previous videos, you have already seen the definition and example of groups, and in one of the lecture you have already seen cyclic groups and its examples also. So today we are going to study about cosets. So after cosets we are going to see Lagrange's theorem in my next video. So first of all, let us see the definition of cosets. So there are two types of cosets, left coset and right coset. And whenever we are going to talk about coset, the cosets are always of some subgroup. So let G be a group and H is a subgroup of G. And suppose that A is any member of the group G. So first of all, we are going to define left coset of H in G. So here H is a subgroup of G and A is an element of the group G. So left coset is denoted like AH. Left means the element of G is being multiplied from the left. So AH, this is the left coset and it is defined as AH. So the elements of AH are of this type, AH, such that the small h is coming from the subgroup H. So this is your left coset of H in G. Similarly, we can define right coset of a subgroup. So right coset of H in G is defined like this, HA, that means A, this element of the group G is multiplied from the right to the subgroup H. That means we are multiplying A from the right to every element of the subgroup. So that will give you HA, that is the right coset of H in G. So HA is HA such that this small h is coming from the subgroup H. So these are two cosets, left coset and right coset. We've defined now. These are the definitions of left coset and right coset. If the group is your G is a group under the binary operation multiplication. But if your operation is addition, that means the group is additive group, then this multiplication sign between these two elements will be replaced by the addition sign. So left coset will be A plus H such that H belongs to H, and right coset will be of this type, H plus A such that H belongs to H. So this notation will be changed with respect to addition. So this will be A plus H and this will be H plus A. So let us see the example. So we have taken the example of S3. The S3, that means this is the set S3. This is the set of permutations defined on the set with three integers 1, 2, 3. So S3 has factorial 3 elements, that is 6 elements. These are the permutations in S3: 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, and the identity element. Identity elements, that means there is no change in the position of 1, 2, 3. So this is your group S3. Now you have this subgroup H of this S3, and H has these two elements 1 and 1, 3. So these are the two permutations in H. Now we have to find the left cosets of H in G. So left coset means we have to multiply the elements of G from the left to every element of H. So one by one we are going to take the elements from G. So first we are going to take identity element. So EH, that means E is being multiplied with all the elements of H. So E into 1 will be 1. E into 1, 3 will be 1, 3. So basically EH will be H. Second, we are taking element, this element 1, 2. So 1, 2 H will be 1, 2 into 1, 1, 2 into 1, 3. So you have to multiply 1, 2, 1, 3. So 1, this basically 1 is the identity element. So 1, 2 into 1 will be 1, 2, and 1, 2 into 1, 3. These are the two permutations you have to multiply. You can see here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 means 1 is going to 2, 2 is going to 1, and 3 is going to 3. If the number is not written here, that means it is going to itself. And here 1, 3 means 1 is going to 3, 3 is going to 1, and 2 is going to 2. So you have to multiply these two permutations. So as you already know that we multiply two permutations from right to left. So from here you see 1 is going to 3 and here 3 is going to 3. So 1 is going to 3, then 2 is going to 2, and here 2 is going to 1. So 2 is going to 1. 3 is going to 1 and 1 is going to 2. So 3 is going to 2. So this is the result of multiplication of these two permutations. And you can write this permutation in the form of a cycle like this. So you can see 1 is going to 3, 3 is going to 2, and 2 is again going to 1. So 1, 3, 2. This is the cycle. So we have written here 1, 2 into 1, 3 will be 1, 3, 2. So 1, 2, H will give you this set 1, 2 and 1, 3, 2. So now we have taken another element from the group, that is 1, 3. So 1, 3 into H will be 1, 3 into 1, 1, 3 into 1, 3. 1, 3 into 1 will be 1, 3. And 1, 3 into 1, 3. 1, 3 into 1, 3 will give you the identity element. So 1, 3 and identity element, that means basically this is your H, the given subgroup. So 1, 3 into H will give you H. Now another element 2, 3 from the group. So 2, 3 H will be 2, 3 into 1, 2, 3 into 1, 3. You can multiply these permutations. 2, 3 into 1 means 2, 3 into identity is giving you 2, 3, and 2, 3 into 1, 3 will give you 1, 2, 3. Next is another element 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 into H, that means 1, 2, 3 into 1, 1, 2, 3 into 1, 3. So 1, 2, 3 into 1 will be 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 into 1, 3, that will give you 2, 3. You can check from here. 1, 2, 3 into 1, 3 will give you 2, 3 because 1 is going to 1. So you can write it as 2, 3. So we have written it 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. So this is what? This is basically your 2, 3 H. 2, 3 was also giving you the same set. 2, 3 H was 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. And here also 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 2, 3 H, this coset is same as 1, 2, 3 H. So from here you can also observe that two cosets may have same elements, exactly the same. These two cosets were equal. Now 132H. So 132H means 132 into 1, 132 into 13. 132 into 1 will give you 132, and 132 into 13. You can check this calculation, it will give you 12. So these were the 6 cosets because the group G has 6 elements. So every element is multiplied from the left one by one with all the elements of H, and you get 6 cosets. So this is how you find cosets. Similarly, you can find right coset also. If you multiply elements of the group from the right, then that will give you the right coset. So here is another example of cosets. Here we have to find out all the right cosets of H and K in G, where G is a cyclic group which is generated by A, and G is a group of order 10, and so subgroup of H and K we have to find. So H and K are given here. H is a subgroup which is generated by A square, and K is a subgroup which is generated by A to the power 5, this element, and G is a group which is generated by A. So this thing is given to you that G is a cyclic group and it is of order 10. So that means G will be given by the set with these elements a square, a cube, a to the power 4 up to a to the power 10, and a to the power 10 will give you identity because G has order 10. So add this a to the power 10, this will give you identity. So this is your group G, and your subgroup H which is generated by A square, then this will have different powers of A square. So A square to the power 1, A square to the power 2, and A square to the power 5, that is a to the power 10 will give you identity. So basically this is a subgroup of G. So this a to the power 10 will be identity here also. So this will be your subgroup H, and subgroup K which is generated by a to the power 5 will be a to the power 5, and then a to the power 10 will give you identity. So these two elements will be there, and you can verify that H and K are subgroups of G. Now we have to find the right cosets of H and K in G. So first of all, let us find right cosets of H in G. So right coset means we have to multiply elements of G from the right to every element of the subgroup H. So the thing which we are doing here is multiplying elements of G from the right with H. So HA, first element of G is A. So HA will be this. your H is the subgroup which is generated by A square. These are the elements. So we are multiplying A with every element. So A square into A to the power 4 into A to the power 6 into A to the power 8 into A to the power 10. That is identity into A will give you A. So see here. So these are the different elements of this coset HA. The next coset is HA square. So HA square, we are multiplying all the elements of H with A square. So this is giving you basically H. So this is equal to H. Then HA cube is giving you these elements, and this is equal to HA. HA and HA cube, they are same cosets. So, and HA to the power 4, this is, we are multiplying it to the power 4 with all the elements of H. So this is basically equal to H. Similarly, you can find that HA to the power 6, HA to the power 8, and H into A to the power 10. These all things will give you H. You can verify this. HA to the power 5 is giving you this. So this is basically HA, and HA to the power 7, HA to the power 9, they all will be equal to HA. You can verify this also. There are only two distinct right cosets of H in G. So look, HA5, they and HA7, HA9, they all were equal to HA, and HA to the power 4, HA to the power 6, HA to the power 8, HA to the power 10, they all were equal to H. So there are only two distinct right cosets of H in G, H and HA. So other than these two, all the cosets they are either equal to H or equal to HA. So you may have noticed here that H intersection HA, that is the intersection between these two cosets is empty set. There is nothing common, and you can also see that when you just take union of these two sets H and HA, H and HA, when you combine these two, so this is your H and this is your HA. So if you combine H and HA, that will give you the whole group G. So when you take the union of distinct right cosets of a subgroup, then that gives you the whole group. So that's a general result of cosets. So now next subgroup is K. We have to find all the right cosets of K in G. So, and K is generated by A square. So K was generated by A to the power 4, sorry. So now we have to find all the right cosets of K in G. So we have to multiply elements of G from the right. So Ka, that means A to the power 5 into A and E into A. So E into A will be A. So let us see this again. So K was basically generated by A to the power 5. Sorry, I said A to the power 4. So it is generated by A to the power 5. So K is A to the power 5 and identity. These two elements are there in K, and we are multiplying it with A from the right. So this will give you A to the power 6 and this will give you A. And when you multiply A square from the right with K, this will give you A to the power 7 and A square. Similarly, you can multiply A cube, A to the power 4, A to the power 5. So when you are multiplying A to the power 5 with K, that is giving you K. So K is equal to K A to the power 5. These two cosets are same, and K A to the power 6 is giving you A and A to the power 6. So this is equal to K A, and K A to the power 7 is giving you K A square. Similarly, Ka to the power 8 will give you Ka cube, Ka to the power 9 will give you Ka to the power 4, and K into identity will give you K. So that means all the distinct right cosets of K in G will be K, Ka square, Ka cube, and Ka to the power 5. So these are distinct right cosets. That means there is nothing common between these cosets, and when you take the union of these cosets, these 5 cosets, that will give you the whole group G. And this thing is called right coset decomposition of the group G. So these are two examples of how to find left cosets and right cosets of a subgroup in a group G. So from these two examples, you have observed that two cosets, they may be equal, or they either they are equal or there is nothing common. So there is nothing common, they are totally disjoint, and if there is something common, that means they are totally the same. So exactly they are same. So distinct right, and when you take the union of distinct right cosets or distinct left cosets, then that give you the whole group. So these are some basic properties of cosets and definition of cosets we have seen. In the next lecture, we are going to see the Lagrange's theorem, which is connected with the cosets. So this is all in today's this lecture. Thank you so much.